so let's go ahead and get started. You are in the Getting the Most Out of Networking session. We are an unmoderated panel, so I'm just going to go through a few things initially, and then I'll have a seat with them. If you have any questions, if you could hold them to the end, we actually will have a Q&A session at the end of the presentation. So if you could just hold them just to make sure that we get through everything first. A quick look at our agenda. We're just going to do some introductions, talk about some basics of networking, which might seem just a little bit dry, but we felt it was important to start. Then we're going to have an interactive session, and there will be a chance to win a pass to affiliate karaoke tonight. So go ahead and get out your phones or your tablets or whatever and get online, because if you'd like to go to affiliate karaoke, there will be an interactive part of that too. So then we'll have some great information for you, and at the end, we'll draw the winner for the karaoke pass for tonight and end with some Q&A. I don't want to trick, because that would be so embarrassing. All right, so to start off, we'll just introduce ourselves. I am Tricia Meyer. I own Sunshine Rewards and also some other niche sites, but Sunshine Rewards, oh, so glad you all could make it. Come on in. Sunshine Rewards is a cashback and coupon site. Then I have a lot of niche sites as well. My original background was as an attorney, so I do work with FTC blogger disclosure and things like that, so a lot of consulting work as well.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Branco. I am the founder of Verse9. I've been the owner of Verse9 for about 6 years. It's a consulting firm primarily. I focus on display advertising, so anything from affiliate marketing to CPM work. And I work with a lot of startups, a lot of big brands that need help with their display divisions and helping them understand how to increase their ROI.
Hi, everyone. I am Eric Nagel. I'm CTO at FMTC. We aggregate coupons and deals from the different affiliate networks, clean them up, and redistribute them to publishers via feeds, or we have blogger tools to get the deals out to you. I've been in this industry for about 9 years. And I actually got my current job because of networking. So we'll share that in a little bit as well.
All right. So very basically, I mean, networking is exactly what you think it is. There's the dictionary definition of networking, but what we really want to talk about today is going beyond that. And when you think about networking, you think about, people that you've worked with, people that you went to high school with, college with, things like that. But you need to also think about your bigger network. You need to think about, if your kids are in sports or do things in school, their parents are part of your network. Civic groups, your church, your homeowners association, whether you like them or not, they are part of your network. And then some of the places that you really don't think about, people that you meet in line or in an elevator. Those are people that can become a part of your network as well, especially at a place like Affiliate Summit, where you see somebody with a name tag, you know that they're a part of the industry in some way. These are other people that you can meet and extend your network really fast. So I want to start off with a quick statistic, just to think about if you're networking in person or if you're networking online, because it's a little bit different each way. And that's that 55% of messages received and processed by your brain are based on body language. So it tells us two things. One, if you're at a conference like this, your body language speaks volumes more than what your actual words are saying about how you want to network with people and how you communicate. But what it also tells us is that when we're trying to network online, and some of the ways we'll talk about later, whether it's through the Facebook group or whether it's on Twitter or through email, people are missing a huge chunk of what you mean because they're only getting words in those places. So you have to network differently and think differently when you're doing it online, because only 7% is verbal. You really think about that. That's a very small number. Despite what's coming out your mouth, everything else that you're doing says 90% more than what you're actually saying. This picture, I apologize to those of you who are in the audience that I used the picture because I didn't tell you. I have picked this picture because, to me, this speaks volumes. This is an affiliate summit past last year, maybe 2 years ago, and if you saw the group of us, standing somewhere in the hallway or in a session or at the keynote or at lunch or whatever, you would not want to come talk to us. Todd looks the most like he wants to talk to people, but even that, he doesn't look engaged. There's no telling what I'm even doing there. Eric and I look like we don't even know each other. Greg looks like he's trying to avoid us all. Ashley's down looking at her phone, which is very common, and Michael looks like he doesn't want to be with us. So to look at this group of people, you would think that we're not approachable. We don't look like friendly people. We don't look like we want to talk to anybody. You don't get, that really we were all just tired. And I'm sure you're feeling that now. But what you're missing when you see that and you're acting like that, you're staring at your phone in the hallway, or you've got the arms crossed, or you're looking away, or you look like you're disengaged, people don't want to network with you. So really think about your body language, especially if you're at a conference like this or other places that you're networking. If you look like that, people aren't going to want to talk to you. And I actually have a good example from lunch today. And I hope the person's not in the room. That would be totally embarrassing. We were sitting at our table, and I try to make an effort every time someone new comes to join a table to kind of introduce everyone that's at the table and catch up the people that come sit down so they feel like they're part of the conversation. And we had a couple people that we already knew that joined the conversation that sat down, and a couple of new people that we didn't know, and they sat down and joined the conversation. And then a man came over, and he put his food down, and he put his phone down, and I said, "Hi there." And he looked up at me, and he said, "Hi." And he looked back down at his food, and he looked at his phone, and he started scrolling, and he put his name tag face down on the table and never said another word to us the entire lunch. I mean, he missed a huge networking opportunity. Why did you even bother to sit at the table with us? Why didn't you go sit in the corner or something? I mean, that's what this is all about, this networking. But his body language and his actions made me not even want to try harder. I mean, if he just looked kind of shy or looked like he was fidgety or, kind of made eye contact, I would have tried to engage him. But he made it very clear with his body language that he didn't want us to talk to him at all. So he ate his meal in silence. The rest of us talked around him, and then he got up and he left and didn't say a word. That's not how you make the most of networking. That's not how you make the most of Affiliate Summit. And thankfully, I can say those people in that picture are really all friends, some really, really good friends, and we're not like that. So don't judge us by that picture, but you don't want to be the people that end up in the slide that we use for Affiliate Summit West. All right, Vanessa, let's take them through some paces.
You got it. So it's a networking session. What that means is you're going to network. So I know that a lot of you in the front probably know each other already. So we're going to make you go that way, to the back. And we have some questions here to break the ice. If you need something, where are you from? Why are you here? How do you enjoy the conference so far? What are you doing later? So you're gonna meet some people you don't know right now.
Like it or not.
Yeah. So
Get on it.
we're going to give you a couple minutes to kind of mosey on down there.
Cindy.
If you want to make sure you get business cards and exchange contacts and have a seat so you can. This is good. Trying to get you to stop talking is our goal. I'm so sorry. You have plenty of time afterwards. We want to get through. 100%. You're very welcome.
So, do you want to finish that one up?
Yeah. Perfect. So at this point, we hope that you, got to know your neighbor, or in this case, people in the back of the room, exchange contact information, and maybe found out a little bit more about them and what they're doing at the conference, and where they're from, or anything else, and continue that when you're done. Make sure to follow up, and Tricia will talk a lot more about that as well.
And I just want to jump in real quick. I'm going to pick on Sabrina again. So I met Tina in the audience. Tina and I have actually exchanged emails before Affiliate Summit, which I'll talk about pre-networking in a little bit. But as Tina and I were talking, Sabrina came in, which is fine. If people are talking, you can kind of weasel your way in. But Sabrina said, "Excuse me, I just want to get a business card." And I thought, that's perfect. You gave me the perfect example of how not to network. Because that business card tells you nothing about the person. And how many of you had to work a meat market table? I know Tina did. Anyone else worked in the meat market at the expo hall? Or when you're just meeting with people, what you should be doing right now is, and this is one of our tips, is take those business cards that you exchanged and write down something about that person. Tina's from Bulgaria. Bulgarian is a language. It's not Russian. These are some of the things. So, it's just these little things that are not on Tina's business card that I got, and Sabrina, I bet you eventually got it. But if you just say, "Give me your business card," you're missing out on the whole point of networking effectively.
All right. So let's talk specifically about networking with people that are within the affiliate marketing community, which obviously the networking that you just did was all networking with people that are within the affiliate marketing community. Who are those people that you want to network with? You all like pointing to yourselves up there. Look, I made the slide. Oh, Kim took the picture? Well, then you should have gotten some kind of credit for that. I just downloaded it from my Facebook page. In those pictures, you see a lot of people, a lot of different types of people within affiliate marketing. Tony Pantano, the first one, affiliate. I'm an affiliate. Nate, affiliate. Rachel with FMTC. The other one, the picture, a lot of OPMs, affiliates, different people with networks. You also want to get even past that. You want to be networking with the network reps. You want to network with the IT people from the networks if you can. ShareSale is really great about often bringing their whole IT team to Affiliate Summit, and there's nothing better when you have a problem than actually knowing the IT person at a network or a given company. So, you're talking about inside affiliate marketing, but don't just think about, I'm an affiliate, so I want to network with merchants because that's the person that I work with. That's not true. As an affiliate, you want to be networking with other affiliates. You want to be networking with the OPMs, the merchants. Some of my very best friends in the whole wide world now are other affiliates who I guess at one point, even now, could have been considered competitors of mine. If you approach networking as not wanting to network with your competitors because of competitive intelligence or you just don't want to associate with them or whatever, you're missing out on so much. Within affiliate marketing, your competitors or the people that do the same things that you do are some of the people that are going to be able to help you the most down the stretch. I was talking to somebody who owns one of the affiliate networks today, and he was telling me how one of the owners of another affiliate network, how close they are and how they go to each other's events and parties and that they, try to have meals together every now and again and talk, and that people always get concerned when they see them together, like, why would those two be talking to each other? But in reality, they have so much in common and they have so many of the same goals for the industry that they really enjoy working together. So don't think of people as your competitors because their chances are pretty good that they're going to be things that you're going to work on down the line. It might be a joint website like I have with Todd and Eric. It might be somebody I white label my Sunshine Rewards site, and so there's another affiliate that picked that up, and now she has cash back on her blog because she white labeled my site. Also, there are other affiliates who I've become friends with who have become OPMs. And so where we were just friends before, now they're actually somebody who can directly help my business. If you're lucky enough to have your mom decide to become an OPM, even better. That's the closest network you can get. So every chance that you get. In terms of affiliates, why do you want to network with all of these people? If you're an affiliate, the best reason is you're going to make more money if you're networking with merchants and affiliate managers because you're going to be able to get commission increases from them. You're going to be able to get vanity or exclusive coupon codes from them, special deals from them, maybe products to review, things like that. You might be able to get guest posts. If you're talking about, other bloggers, if you're a blogger, you might be able to get guest posts on their site or they might guest post on yours. Sponsorships, we're having karaoke tonight, which we'll talk more about. And the way that we were able to put together the whole karaoke event was because we have so many friends that were willing to sponsor for us. So just the fact that, by virtue of them being friends, we were able to ask them for sponsorships for different things. And introductions. Introductions are so important in affiliate marketing. If there's somebody, there's a company that you want to get to, there's a program as an affiliate that you want to get into. There are so many different ways that you are better off with an introduction than trying to cold call. You're probably going to get further if you have a friend in common and they can introduce you. So even if you're just friends with somebody, I've been friends with somebody for 10 years now in affiliate marketing. We've never done any business together. We hardly even talk business. But I know that they have a contact somewhere and they're willing to introduce me to that person. It's going to help me get in better with that person really quickly. So just by example, the three of us up here, Eric and I just met at an ABW party. He had posted something online.
Really? You remember this? Okay.
I do. He had posted something, and we have some very old emails talking about Disney, and he was just a random other affiliate with a coupon code site, and I do coupon codes, so we were pretty much competitors. And just meeting up at a party and then starting conversations and then starting a mastermind group with Todd, and then that evolved into a joint business venture, and things like that go on and on. Vanessa and I did the Affiliate Marketers Give Back Breast Cancer Walk. So we walked 40 miles together over the course of 2 days in New York and learned so much about each other. We had been to every affiliate summit for how many years and had never met each other once.
years.
We had the same friends. We had so many things in common, and we'd never once met each other. And then spent 2 days together and like bonded for life now.
We have to.
Yeah,
The
now we have to.
blisters and the walk and the hip falling off and everything else.
So it's taking advantage of those opportunities when you can, finding them and then making the most of them.
All right. Speaking of affiliate karaoke, it's going on tonight, 9 p.m. at Pulse Karaoke. It is a paid event, but we're giving away a ticket. So if you're interested in winning, you can go to bit.ly. So that's bit.ly/affiliate karaoke contest, and we're pulling the winner at the end of this session.
And only people in the room are eligible. So
Your odds are pretty good. Show of hands real quick. Who's already going to affiliate karaoke? Okay. So everyone who has their hands down, you're eligible.
It is close. There's only 60 people that are going to be there.
60 people, and it's a little bit of a quieter, I mean, even though it's karaoke, it's a little bit of a quieter crowd. You don't need to yell at the person next to you to have a conversation. Affiliate Summit has done karaoke and trivia nights and such in the past, and I've heard from people that I have invited to those that it's some of the best networking that they've had, because it's a different crowd, and it is people who just care about the industry and will help you succeed. So if you can make it there tonight, go to bit.ly/affiliate karaoke contest, and hopefully we can give away a ticket at the end of our session here. You must be present to win. Okay. So we talked about networking within the affiliate marketing community. There's also networking outside of our own affiliate marketing community. And you would think, who would you want to do this with? I'm a techie. One of these pictures, lower left, I believe, was taken at a conference called MicroConf, and it's just all solopreneurs. So, people who are just on their own, making their own products and services. And it's interesting hearing from them, as some of them do affiliate, but a lot of them are charging like a subscription base, which is kind of nice, because a few months after this, I signed on with FMTC, and we're all a subscription-based company. So I had picked up a lot there. BlogHer, I believe, is the top picture there. We also have Internet Retailer Conference, Type A Conf, AdTech, SCS, SMX are two great, search engine optimization, search engine marketing conferences. Tricia and I, a few weeks ago, were at Amazon Web Services conference here in New York, and it's interesting because, we're affiliates, but your affiliate sites run on some sort of technology. For me, at least, our technology is Amazon Web Services. So going there, not only was I learning from Amazon and hearing Amazon Web Services CTO speak on what's coming up and such, but I was in a room with people who just, they say don't be the smartest person in the room. It was not a problem there. I was by far not the smartest person in that room, but these, everyone there, same thing, networking, exchange cards. It's always good to know someone who, would go into, if you had a question on something, you would know where they were.
There's a WordPress conference, isn't there?
There is, and I think they're local, aren't they?
Ours,
WordPress.
WordCamp. We have,
WordCamp?
WordCamp that's local to us.
And kind of going back to affiliate conferences, Think Tank is one put on by ShareASale, and 3 years ago, Connie approached me at Think Tank, and she knew I was a programmer, and I started working for her, and that eventually led into the position I'm at right now. So that was just, I was sitting there with a bag of Garrett's popcorn in the hallway, and when Connie approached me on that, so it's, even small networking opportunities, you don't know what they're going to turn into in the long run. So take it. You want to, oh, really? I'm sorry. I could have given you some. So even the smallest opportunities, take advantage of them.
All right. So, by a show of hands, I'm just curious, how many of you work from home? Okay. All right. And I should raise my hand, too. So, I'm going to talk about networking locally, outside of business, except for your job. So, for those who don't work from home, no matter what you do, make sure you go to lunch with someone from your company, whether it's in your department or another department, because if you sit at the desk and you're eating lunch, that's not going to get you to meet anybody. I used to eat in the conference room with a bunch of people. I used to, go to lunch with someone new every week. So make sure you're networking. The easiest way is within your job. For those who work from home like I do, it's pretty tough, if you're, unless you have an industry event or something else, to network locally. Every single person in my area, I live in Forest Hills, Queens, the Chinese food lady that I order my Chinese food from, the baby store that I shop for my 2 goddaughters and every other friend having a baby, the bartender, I'm not going to get into that one, and my doctor. They all know what I do. They all know I'm in internet marketing, and they all know that I help startup companies grow their businesses online, and they know that I help brands with their display advertising and their CPM campaigns. And I will tell you now, my doctor has already approached me and called me to start a network within her doctors to form an app. It's in development. The baby store, she had a Facebook sign on her wall, and she said, I can't get anyone to sign up. I said, I'm going to like your Facebook page. She had no idea what I did. And she said, I can't get people to, like my page. Ding, ding, ding. I was like, I'm in internet marketing. I help, companies. She has since referred one of the top Mexican restaurants in the neighborhood, and she also has her husband. I have a call with him on Friday to discuss search marketing and everything else. So networking locally, make sure everyone in your neighborhood knows what you do. You frequent the places all the time. Friends and family is another obvious one, making sure that they all know. If you have kids and you go to recitals, you can sit there through 65 different dances and get bored. So, make friends with other people at the recital, and make sure at some point, whether they know what you do or not, that you have shared a common interest. It's, my kid is in ballet, or your kid is in ballet, I did ballet, whatever it has to be. My trainer, or if you go to the gym, or if you want to, go jogging, whatever it is, anyone who has a like-minded interest in common with you, those are people that you want to get to know and tell them what you do and start a conversation up. That's really it. There's a couple of networking apps out there. I'm actually going to just plug one real quick because I'm working on one with the development team called Smacktive, where you can meet people locally in your area who are interested in tennis and you want to play tennis on Friday, or interested in jogging and you can go jogging on a Saturday. So there's a lot of networking apps out there that you can use as well. So those are just little things that I do as far as networking locally. I also look up the events calendar in hotels. I look up the events calendars in the conference centers, so like the Javits Center over here. If you're in San Francisco, you can look up, the Moscone Center and just see what they have. You never know who you're going to meet, and, just make sure they know what you do. And that's my networking locally.
Okay, so there's a Facebook group for Affiliate Summit East 2014, where you are right now. How many people have joined that Facebook group? How many people have posted to that Facebook group? Awesome. It's very important not to just be a lurker, I guess. Whenever there's a show like this, there's going to be Facebook groups. There's a Twitter hashtag, ASC14 hashtag. How many people are following the hashtag? And how many people are posting to Twitter using the... All right, cool.
How many of you are posting our session, how great it is with the hashtag?
Now we're all going to do
You're
it.
too old. So like I said, don't just listen, participate. I'm just going to go back to my example with MicroConf, because when I went there, I knew nobody. And it wasn't a big conference. There was a few hundred people, but I literally knew nobody at this conference. So waking up in the morning, and I'm an East Coaster, so when you fly to Vegas, you wake up at 4 in the morning, wide awake, ready to go, and just look at the hashtag, and you can see the other East Coasters who are up at 4 in the morning, and they're looking for breakfast, because that's what your body's telling you to do at 4 in the morning. So right away, you're finding people who have something in common with you. They're hungry. They're from the East Coast. And you can sit down, and the other common thing is you're both at this conference. You're both looking for someone to talk to, and meeting new people. So I met some great people that way. There were a few people that I had no idea who they were, and I guess they were kind of big shots in the conference, but I guess it's one of the nice things about going in and not knowing anyone is that everyone's on a level playing field. And generally, to the conferences that I've been to, nobody has like a big ego. Or if they do, they let you know so quickly you can just move on. So, you know, if you might look at someone, and I remember it was like 2 years ago that Ashley was like obsessed with us. And, you know, and she's like, oh my God, it's Eric Nagel, it's Tricia Meyer. I'm like, really? We're just nobodies. So don't be afraid to approach anyone. Especially, I would say especially in this conference, there's some of the nicest people that I've ever met here. But really any conference that I've been to, just go up to people, introduce yourself, and use these pre-networking groups that are available. Tricia's moving me along. Your elevator pitch, make sure you practice it. And, you know, they always say, so what do you do? And Rachel is in the back here. The funny thing is with FMTC, we're just throwing that back at people at the meat market because we do so many different things. But it's important to understand how you can help the person that you're working with, right? If your primary goal is to take whatever you have and to sell it, you're doing it wrong. If your primary goal is to how you can help that other person, then that's, you know, the right direction to be taking with networking. You shouldn't be looking to close a sale the first time you meet somebody. One of the interesting things, and for the past, 3-4 months, whenever I find something about networking, I've been tweeting it and sending it to our group here. And a lot of times people ask, what do you do? And in this industry, I buy traffic. I buy media placements or whatever it is. An more interesting question is, what do you love to do? If I ask Daniel that, or Greg, it's going to be something about comics or whatever it might be. If I ask Todd that, he's going to tell me about wine and hot tubbing or whatever it is.
It sounds way better than mine.
But you know, if you ask someone, what do you love to do? First of all, it's going to catch them off guard because they're like, wait, I'm here to do business and you just want to get to know who I am. And second of all, it's going to be a lot easier for them. It's going to take them off of here's my elevator pitch that I've memorized in the mirror to I can be myself. So it's an interesting question. But still, practice your elevator pitch. If you're going on for too long, you're going to lose interest. I need to be able to know what you do in the first maybe 20 seconds. And when I say elevator tip, your elevator pitch, I don't mean the Marquis Marriott elevator pitch, because that could go on for 15 minutes. So afterwards, if you do have your elevator pitch, I encourage you to come up and practice it with us. We'll give you some feedback on that.
Alrighty. So they discussed earlier about some networking tips, and some of them are going to be obvious, but I can tell you now, you know, for the last 2 days that they might seem obvious, but people are still not listening to them. So we're going to refresh everyone's memory here. First is making eye contact, right? So a couple of people already, you know, I'm sure you've seen the same thing. They're talking to you, but they're going like this, and they're looking all over the place. And like she mentioned earlier, body language is so important. You know, it's so important, and they're not looking you in the eye. It's just rude, pretty much rude. The limp handshake, obviously, you know this too. Just don't do it. Just give a good handshake. You know, act like you care.
You want to come up afterward and practice those with us?
Yeah,
we'll do that too.
practice those too. You know, saying you can say a lot without opening your mouth, basically. Listen to people. You know, don't jump in and just interrupt. You know, talk less, listen more. You know, just show genuine interest in what they're trying to say. You'll learn a lot about that person. You can figure out how you can help them instead of just, you know, how they can help you. It doesn't matter. You know, figure out how you can help them. Maybe there's someone you know that you can connect them to. You won't know that if you're talking and not listening to what they're trying to say. Brush your teeth. Check what's in your teeth, and breath mints, everybody, just breath mints. So good hygiene, good posture. I know it's another obvious one, but again, just walk around sometimes and you'll see what we're talking about.
When she said good posture, how many of you, your back kind of went? Whoops.
Yeah, I mean, these are just, and then as Eric kind of touched on earlier too, you know, strong versus pointless introductions, and I agree with him 100% about the traffic. I'm an advertiser, so I'm looking for traffic. but everyone sells traffic. So I go up to somebody and it's the same thing over and over again. That doesn't help me out. What do you do that's unique? You know, something you can say as an affiliate would be, I own pettrain.com. We're a website that teaches other people how to, you know, train their pets more effectively or something. You know, I get 50,000 uniques a month. Oh, wait a second, you know, now I know what you do. Now I can see if I'm a fit or not, and I might know somebody who's a fit for you by saying I'm an affiliate or I drive traffic, I'm a publisher. That tells me nothing. I'm an advertiser. I want to know who you are. The next one is give genuine compliments. So one of the number one ways that I get to meet people is through shoes and bags. You know, and guys, it's Boston Red Sox I hate, but I'll talk about baseball, but it's usually the Yankees or sport, you know, Giants. And that's, you know, by telling someone. I met a girl the other day because in the bathroom I liked her shoes, and I told her I liked her shoes. We already hung out twice. I introduced her to everyone in my neighborhood that was around at the bar. God, I mentioned bar again. And, you know, don't be drunk around people that you know either, that, you know, you want to get to do business with. That's another one of my, you know. You know, about the business cards, you know, keeping them handy and making sure that you jot down little things that you learn about the other person, because otherwise you won't remember who they are, guaranteed, right? If you don't go to LinkedIn and see what they look like and match it up, you're like, wait a second, I don't even know who this person is. I use an app called CamCard, C-A-M-C-A-R-D, and I have the iPhone. I'm not sure. I think it's compatible with the Android as well. It's not perfect, but it does the job. So I scan the card, and then I get the title, the company name, the, you know, cell phone number, the work number, and it does a really good job. It also takes a picture of the card. And then I instantly write notes about how I met the person, and it's in my contacts on my phone. So now I can follow up, which they're going to discuss. And then be a connector. Last night, the bartender at the hotel bar. I'm really not an alcoholic, but the bar. Hi, I'm Vanessa. No. I mean, it's not. I'm not mocking it, but I really am not, and I swear. So last night at the bar, the bartender, he is actually a wine buyer for Whole Foods, and my best friend he works for Mix, Nicki Minaj's Moscato. So I connected them right there. I had my best friend on my phone, and there was the bartender, and now they're going to open up they're going to be in another Whole Foods because they're meeting in Brooklyn next week. So, you know, and I don't even know this guy, I don't care, whatever, but I introduced them. And those are other things you can do, you know, just connecting other people. It's not all about yourself. I also spoke with someone the other day who's talking here, and we were talking about people taking advantage of you. She asked me, she said, well, if you're doing so many things for other people and connecting, how do you know you're not being taken advantage of? Like, you know, when do you know to stop? And, you know, use the 2-favor rule in your head. You know, all right, I did enough for this person. I already did 2 or 3 things. Maybe I should stop, you know, and don't do it anymore if you feel like you're being taken advantage of. But, you know, it'll come back to you eventually, you know. But you don't do it for that. And that's, those are my networking tips.
So Eric gave you all of the pre-networking, and Vanessa gave you all the networking. So I'll be giving you the follow-up tips that you should be doing either when you get back to your room this afternoon or when you get back home at the end of the week or whenever, but sometime soon after you've actually done the networking. The first is just the basic connecting, and an app that Eric and I found this week that did a really good job of this is called Vibe. It's the Vibe app. And once you install it, you take the email address. It kind of does what Reportive used to do before LinkedIn screwed it up. You put in the email address, and it will show you their LinkedIn, their Twitter. It will show you their websites. It shows you their picture. It shows you if they're a male or a female. That seems like, well, why do you care if they're a male or a female? But actually, it's really necessary sometimes when you see a name that comes through or you're being introduced to somebody over email and you don't know if they're a male or a female and you want to talk about them to somebody else, it's kind of awkward. You know, if they have an ambiguous name or maybe a foreign name that you don't know. it can be awkward if you don't know if somebody's male or female. So the fact that they include that, I think, is really helpful. I used to always use Reportive before I started using Vibe, and I've started using it now. I love it in terms of making the connections, because you get a business card or you get an email from somebody, and that's all you have is the email address. But outside of just that one email you might send to follow up with somebody, you really don't connect a lot via email. But if you get their Twitter and you get their Facebook and you get their LinkedIn and all those other things, then all of a sudden you have a whole range of places that you can continue to follow up with them through the future.
I just want to jump in on the Vibe app real quick. I used it recently because doing customer support, these requests come in, and it's good to just to see who the person is, get a little bit to know about them, able to hit their Twitter account really quick, like you said. But the one interesting was a support request came in, and it came through his official name was like Christopher or something. But I was able to find him on Vibe app and see that everywhere he has his social media profile set up, he goes by CJ. So just being able to respond to the email saying, hey CJ, blah, 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 it already gives you that more, instead of saying, hello Christopher. So it gives you that more personal connection with the person.
Nice. Thank you cards. You were not here to understand that we're not taking questions until later, Sean. That's what happens when you come late. Oh, okay, all right.
High five.
Seriously, that's what you get. Thank you cards. Sending thank you cards to people when they do nice things for you, like giving you tickets to karaoke or something like that, Sean. Or if they introduce you to somebody else, maybe even you just had a meeting with them. I mean, maybe you met with somebody for the first time that you had set up a meeting in advance. I received a really nice handwritten card from somebody that was just a merchant meeting after last affiliate summit. And I was blown away by that, because most of the time you might get an email follow-up and it might say, no, thanks so much for taking the time to meet. But this was just a card that he sent, and he included a couple business cards, which is nice because sometimes you do lose them in transit, or you forget where you put it, or it gets stuck in with something else. So he included an extra business card and just said, thanks for taking the time to meet with me. And going forward, I've tried to send more business to him because I really liked that. And Eric will talk a little bit more about the thank you cards later as well. Maintain the connection. You're meeting a lot of people, and I know you're spending hours and hours meeting a lot of people over these few days and the conferences you're at, but you have to maintain that connection. It might be that you just see them every 6 months at Affiliate Summit, and you kind of touch base when you do that. Where are you going to see them in person again? You saw them here. Are you going to see them at Think Tank in October? I'm going to see Vanessa and some of the others at the Breast Cancer Walk in October. I'm just thinking about where you're going to see that person next, that you can make sure you reconnect, and try to remember their name. You would be so surprised at how people respond. If you go to their session and you talk for just a minute, and then the next time you see them at a conference and you remember their name without looking down at their badge, people are really surprised when you remember their name, just taking that extra little step to remember people's names. And that might mean going to their LinkedIn to kind of get the name with the face in your head after you've gotten home to remember it again. Share their stuff, whatever their stuff is. We're all putting stuff out there. We're doing blog posts, or maybe it's a job post that they've put out there. They're looking for people to hire, or they're tweeting, or, LinkedIn, whatever. Just share it. It doesn't mean you have to share every single thing they do, but the notifications that you get whenever somebody has shared something of yours, and that kind of feeling of, oh, that was really nice that they shared that for me. Not because they wanted something back, but just, kind of maintaining that connection over time. So, just retweet something. How hard is it to do a quick repin on Pinterest, or the little click the heart on Instagram, or whatever it is? Something like that is a really simple way to maintain those connections later. Birthday e-cards. There are some really great places to get birthday e-cards. Treat, American Greetings, Jib Jab, Hallmark, all those have affiliate programs, and they are all great ways to just pay like an annual membership fee and be able to send really cool e-cards throughout the year, however you want to schedule them, or send them on the spot when you see the pictures on Facebook. But if you do something like that, it stands out more than just going to Facebook and posting happy birthday, or whatever. Sending a card like that means more. LinkedIn endorsements, another way, whether you don't have to do the full recommendation, you just met the person, you don't have to go and write a recommendation for them on LinkedIn, but can you endorse them in something? Did you have a conversation with them about something and you learned something new from them? Is there some way that they showed you that they were an expert? They either gave a presentation, or, you just in having conversation, you learned something different and you realized that they're an expert in an area. Just going in and giving those quick endorsements. When you are giving endorsements, they get a notification that you endorsed them. So how many times, percentage-wise, do you think if somebody endorses someone that person then goes back and checks their LinkedIn profile and maybe endorses them? Well, the thing about LinkedIn is it's all about numbers. So LinkedIn pays attention to how many times your profile has been viewed. You endorse somebody, they click on it, and it takes them to your profile. Now there's another profile view for you. So whether or not they even endorse you back, you still got another profile view, and LinkedIn pays attention to those things and ranks them so that other people might find you easier. So just little things like that can make a big difference over time. Oh, where's the other?
Oh, it's hidden.
Why is it hidden?
You want to unhide it while I go through it?
I can try.
Okay. We accidentally submitted the slide deck with a hidden slide.
Eric.
My fault. So I'm going to introduce you to Steve. Steve is my my secret. This is my, don't cut it.
I'm not. I'm looking for the unhide.
We'll just hit hide again. Anyway, thank you cards. My handwriting is horrible. Can you just double click it? There we go. All right, so on the right-hand side is my handwriting. If you can read it, good luck. There's times that I can't read it. So I want to introduce you to Steve. Steve writes all my thank you cards for me. Okay. Steve comes from notorific.com. It's not terrific. It's notorific about thank you notes. Horrible name. But anyway, what's awesome about Notorific is you go, you set an account up, you can upload your contact list, and there's 13 different styles of handwriting to choose from. I chose Steve. There's men and women's handwriting to choose from. And you can choose a thank you card or a birthday card or just a quick note. And for $1.14, you put the information, you write the note on the web form, and for $1.14, they have their little system write the thank you card or whatever for you. That same handwriting is on the envelope for the return address and the address, and they stamp it for $1.14. Okay, so if I sent you a thank you card, you'd be like, oh my God, I can't read this at all. But if you received one from Steve, which I've been using for probably 4 years now, so if you've ever received a thank you card from me, yeah, Steve wrote it.
Bragging on my friends about how you write these really nice.
Yeah, no, I don't write. I do write the message. The message comes from my heart. But Steve actually, and I talked to the owner about this because I'm trying to get him to set up an affiliate program, which he doesn't yet. But it's actually it's not somebody sitting there writing them. It actually is hardware that's doing this, and it looks so natural. It actually uses like a pen and depresses into the paper, so it looks like it's handwritten. This is my big networking tip, because you can't beat it. Again, $1.14. You can't go to the store and buy the stationery and put a stamp on an envelope for that price, and they're gonna write it for you as well. If the only downside to this is they ship it all out of Austin, Texas. So if somebody looks at the return, like where it was stamped, they'll see it comes from Austin. I was just in Austin meeting with a company, actually the parent company, the sister company of FMTC, which kind of worked out well because all the thank yous that I sent, they probably assumed I just wrote them at the airport and threw them in the mail slot there. But it is just an amazing service. So check out notorific.com.
All right, so we promised you that you would learn 30 things, and we have a link up there for you where we actually have gone through and written out 30 different things that you can do. 30 things is really a lot. We almost changed it to 25, but we'd already turned in the slides. So go to that link. And we're not going to go through them right now because we're almost to the end and still have to do the karaoke draw. But we have some specific recommendations that we talked about today, things like some of the apps that we used, things like joining the Performance Marketing Association, some different links we talked about. One of them was using a recent picture through your social media and not one that has sunglasses or something like that, because you want people to recognize you in places like this. So a lot of tips that we talked about today, a lot of tips we didn't talk about. That link is now working, and also if you could share it, we would appreciate it, because we just want to get this information out there. We want as many people as possible to have these tips, because if our industry is successful at networking, then we're all more successful. So that is the link up there. I'll give you just a minute, and there are our Twitter handles at the bottom. If you let us know, once you take a look through the 30, which are the ones that are your favorite and that you think you'll actually use. And if you have any additional tips that we didn't include in there that you think we missed, we'd love to hear them because, chances are all this information we've done today, it'll either end up as blog posts or articles somewhere down the road. So the more information that we get back from you on it, the better. So it's bit.ly ASC 14-networking, bit.ly/ASC 14-networking. All right, Eric, while that's up there, do you want to go ahead and?
Sure. So while we were sitting here and I wasn't talking, I actually put the entries into random.org and I picked the top 3 because I know at least 2 of them are here. So is Aless Furlan here? It's our first winner. No. Okay.
How did the West enter?
It's going to number 2. Connie. You're our second winner, so you win the affiliate karaoke pass. If you entered and didn't win, if you super want to go, I know there's some people that are in the room that have some extra passes, and they've already been paid for, so it's an excellent networking opportunity. And if I can't convince this person to give a couple out, they are $125 each. It's 4 hours of open bar and open karaoke and appetizers and such. I'm not here to sell it, but if you're really interested, you can see us afterwards.
Yeah. All right, so let me get to the last slide here. So your next step is please network with us. There's all of our contact information. I got your 6 up there.
You did.
I did.
That was
So
impressive.
there's our contact, our email addresses, and our Twitter. Please reach out to us. I mean, we know half of you, but the half that we don't, we would love to get to know a little bit more and see how we can help you in your businesses, see if there are other people that we can connect you to that we know, because between us, we probably have, close to 30 years of affiliate marketing experience. So we'd be happy to try to connect you with the people that you would like to be connected to. I think we only have a few minutes left. If there are any reasonable questions.
Reasonable.
I'm looking at you, Todd. If there are any reasonable questions about anything that we presented. Yes, Sean.
So when Eric had mentioned about using Vibe to refer to somebody's name, like nickname, CJ instead of Chris, is there any kind of weird sketchiness to there if somebody all of a sudden knows your nickname out of nowhere?
Well, I wouldn't say CJ is like a big nickname. I'm not calling him like Slim or anything like that, and like saying, "Hey, Slim, congrats on your daughter's 9th birthday today." So there definitely is a line, the creepiness line, that you don't want to cross. You got to also remember that if I'm just going to his Twitter account, that's fair game. He put it out there. It's not like it's a private Twitter account. It's public, But when I go to his Facebook account and it's all blocked because he has the permission set up properly, then I'm not going to try to friend him because I was answering a support ticket. So just take a few minutes, let me look at your LinkedIn profile. Where are you right now? Where have you been? Let me get an idea of your history before I answer, because that also can depend on my answer. Sometimes my answer can be very technical. Other times I'm going to back it down and just say, RTFM.
Polite.
Oh, sorry. Read the documentation.
Any other questions? Now, quickly go through just a couple of the other things that are in that top 30, since we do have a couple of extra minutes. One of the things that I think is important are secret or closed Facebook groups. And if you don't know what those are, then we can help you find ones that might be good for you. But essentially, there are a lot of closed or completely secret Facebook groups where you can talk about a lot of topics and get to know people. And you don't have to be friends with those people on Facebook to be able to talk to them in that area. So, if you're someone like Eric who really closely guards his Facebook account, he won't accept friend requests from a lot of people in the industry unless he knows them well. I'm kind of in the middle about that. You can still be having conversations with those people through the closed or secret groups. And if you're not a part of one, ask around. I'm a part of an Indianapolis bloggers one and an Indie Geek Girls one and some different conference ones. You can always start your own. If you have a specialty area and you want to connect with other people that do something similar to you, then just start a group, ask people, if they'd be interested in participating in that. And it's just a really fast way to communicate things and drop links to each other and help each other out. There are a lot of groups that are for sharing, people that if you're looking for people to help share things that you're working on or give you feedback, there are groups for that as well. Pursue a speaking opportunity. But right now is a great time to apply to be a speaker at Affiliate Summit West in Vegas. Being a speaker is a great way to network because we're sitting up here, we're convincing all of you to give us your business cards at the end. Give us your business cards at the end. We're giving you all of our contact information so that we can connect with you. So, just being a speaker, whether it's on a panel or by yourself, is a great way to expand your network. And going along with that, when you attend sessions, going up afterward and just quickly introducing yourself to the speaker or then connecting with them afterward, whether it's a tweet to say, hey, just attended a great session by so-and-so, or it's an email saying, hey, I loved your session. Sometimes you'll be surprised when someone responds and says, yeah, I saw you sitting in the audience, and you're like, oh, I did not even know they knew who I was. That is awesome. Or they'll respond and say, oh, thanks. I really appreciate that. I hadn't gotten much feedback, so it's nice to hear back from somebody. So all of a sudden, you have a reason to connect with them. Then a kind of creepy one that I found, but I think it's kind of legitimate, and I'm going to start putting into practice myself, setting up Google alerts on people that you would really like to connect with, people that are reasonable. I mean, yeah, I would love to meet President Obama. I could probably set a Google alert, and every 6 minutes I'd get 800 things that he's done. But really, people that realistically that you would like to network with, if you set up a Google alert about them, then you're going to get information about things that they've done recently. So maybe they won an award, maybe they had a press release, maybe they just had a blog post or a guest post or something like that. Now you have an opening. If before you didn't have a reason really to connect with them except for to just say, hey, you're cool and I'd like to connect with you, now you can say, hey, I just saw the article about you that was written in such and such magazine, or you were featured, or congratulations on your award. It gives you a way to have an opening to talk to somebody, and then you'll know by their response how receptive they are to networking with you. So at first, when I heard about that, it sounded kind of creepy, stalkery, but a lot of networking is kind of creepy, stalkery in a way if you think about it. Updating your email signature. Email signature should not just be your name, because you send out a lot of emails to people and they really may not know much about you. So updating your email signature, and wherever you have your best biography, if it's your LinkedIn page, if it's an About Me page, if it's an About on your site, wherever it is that you have a really strong biography. I would not recommend having 14 links in your signature, one to your Twitter and your Facebook and your LinkedIn and every website you own and your dog's website, whatever. I wouldn't recommend all of that because then you're just going to lose people. But put a couple in there, wherever it is that you most want to connect with people. If it's on Twitter or on LinkedIn or wherever you like to connect with people, make sure that you include those in your email signature. Let's see, were there any other ones? Any other ones that you all wanted to hit on before we're done?
Yeah. Yes.
I was trying to find the Vibe app that you talked about. Who makes it? 'Cause I've saw people search. It says Vibe, but is there one for Google or for Android as well? Or is it all on?
I'm only using it in Gmail on my PC.
I use it in Chrome.
Right, I'm sorry, in Chrome.
Yeah, but they have like 4 different ways now. One is Chrome. And they're really, I think they're fairly new because I think they just came out of beta recently. And I noticed when I signed up, they said that I would only get so many searches a month, but if I just tweeted that I installed the app or whatever, then I would be unlimited. So
It's vibeapp.co.
vibeapp.co.
.co is the new thing to do. Oh, we got the time sign.
All right. Thank you
All
so
right.
much
Thanks for
for
coming,
coming.
Thank you.